Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today we are doing the first book haul of 2021, and it's a big one. I was very fortunate and very blessed to be able to get a lot of these books for Christmas. And I did get some gift cards for Christmas for some of my favorite bookstores, so that's how I got a lot of these books. 4 of these books are from Book of the Month, and we're just going to go ahead and get started. So the first book you already saw because I held it up is The Dating Plan by Sarah Desi. And I read The Marriage Game earlier this year. Didn't particularly care all for that book, but this book is about our main character in that other book's cousin, Daisy. And in that book, Daisy was just wild. So I really wanted to read this. This is one of my top anticipated books of 2021. And this is also a early release for Book of the Month, so I'm really excited to have this. Then I also picked up The Broken Girls by Simone St. James, and if you watched my previous video about my favorite books of 2020, one of her books was in there, and that was The Sundown Motel. So when I saw this, I really wanted to get it too. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm excited. And then the next book I picked up is The Girl with a Laughing Voice, and this is by Abby Dare. And I picked this up. It was one of the finalists for Book of the Month, so I'm really excited to have this. I already had all the other ones that were finalists, and I did not have this one, so I'm excited to pick this up. I'm really not sure what this is about, except I know it's about, right now because I just looked, it's about a 14-year-old Nigerian girl who wants an education. So if you know, I'm a teacher and I'm all about educating people, and I'm all for people wanting to be educated. So I'm excited to read that. And then I also picked up The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins, and I'm in the middle of reading this right now. I decided to join Gabby from Gabby Reads book club called The Book Troop, I believe, and this is the book for January, plus I was also able to receive the audiobook on NetGalley, so I went ahead and picked this up, and I am reading as I listen to the audiobook, and it's really good so far. I'm about 50% in that. Okay, the next section are just books that I got to pick up, and then we'll get on to the historical romance, because I got a Second and Charles gift card for Christmas, so I hit up this historical romance section because they have a really good historical romance section, and the books there are like $2 a piece. Sorry if the camera is wobbly. So the first book I picked up is The Vanishing Star by Maureen Johnson. I'm in the middle of like a secret little project, and I read Truly Devious, and I enjoyed it. I ended up giving Truly Devious 3.5 out of 5 stars, but I heard that this series gets better and better as it goes, so I wanted to pick up the second book in the series. Then I picked up Written in Stars, and this is by Alexandria Bellafort, and I've heard nothing but fabulous things about this. This is a sapphic romance, and it's supposed to be a fake dating as well, so I'm super excited about that, and I've heard nothing but really good things about this book too, so wanted to pick that up. And then this is a book that I have been eyeing for a really long time. This is The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Allie Waxman, and evidently Nina Hill has a very big library, and she's a recluse, and she's an introvert, and all of my introverty ways like made me want to pick this book up really, really bad. So, and she's a single mother, and she has a bookstore with trivia. She has cat named Phil, so she's my type of person. And then the next book I have is The Nesting by C.J. Cook, and I picked this up because it's supposed to be a horror novel, and Gabby from Gabby Reads, if you don't know who she is, she reads a lot of horror, and I think also Kayla from Books with Lala mentioned this, and I saw it, so I wanted to get it. And then the next book I have is The Death of Miss West Away by Ruth Ware. This is supposed to be like a fabulous mystery, horror, thrillery book. Let me know if you read it down below. I've heard that it's really, really good. The next book that I read is one of the books that I read in December, I believe, or maybe it was November, I can't remember. Those 2 months just like ran together, but I read this, and the author, Alice Reed, actually reached out to me and gave me an ARC, so I wanted to support her because she is an indie author. And this is about Amelia and about Liam. They're both actors, and they were high school sweethearts, and then something happened where they just kind of went their separate ways, and now that they are back together after Liam, or not back together, but they come back together, they meet again after Liam saves her from like a scandal type thing that she's in. So it was really cute. It's very short. This is the first book in a series, and it's just really cute. I don't even know if I told you what the name is, but it's Second Chances by Alice Reed. If you haven't read it yet, it's a really good. It's a new adult, so they're still pretty young, but it was a really good time, so I enjoyed that. I'll talk about that one in a minute. The next book I picked up, and I should be ashamed of myself because I don't have this book, or I didn't, it's Little Women, and I've heard everybody has been rereading this since the movie came out this past year. Maybe it was 2019, can't remember, I think it was 2020, but everybody has read this book and enjoyed it and reread it and enjoyed it, so I wanted to pick it up and read it. Follow the bandwagon. And then I picked up The Wrong Family by Tarryn Fisher. This is her newest release that just came out, and I'm really excited about it. Don't know what it's about, but I'm assuming it's about a wrong family, thriller, or crazy killers. I don't know. And then I picked up The Cousins by Karen M. McManus, and obviously I have a thing for this author because I have like 5 of her books that I haven't read yet, but all of them sound amazing. And I tried to get this one on NetGalley, but I was denied 2 times. But it's about cousins, and evidently the cousins, something's wrong with them. Maybe there's some ghostly aspects to it. Excited about it. So those are like the non-historical romancy books that I have picked up. Let me know if you've read any of those down below. I also have a non-fiction book. It's called A Natural History of the Romance Novel. This is by Pamela Regis, and she is actually a professor at McDaniel College, and it's just telling me about the history of romance. I have a secret thing that I want to do with this book because I'm tired of people saying that romance is trash, and I just want to educate people. So I'm going to read this, and then I'll put up an educational video for you. That's coming. Alright, next book I have is the second book in the Faded Heart series by, you can't really see it because my lights are washing it out, but it's Hands of Fate, and this is by Lucia Almobi. And if you did not watch my previous video, the first book, Winds of Fate, was in my top 15 of 2020 because it was fabulous, and of course I had to pick this up. The thing about this book is it's chunky, but if you look, the words are really big, and that was how the first book was too. And I'm also reading this for the historical romance readathon that's going on right now from January 15th to the 22nd. If you have not started, that's going on. Or the 21st, I'm sorry. 21st. And then I'm just going to speed through these. A lot of these were books that I bought because of the Step Backs, because I'm obsessed with Step Back Saturdays now on Instagram. The first book that I picked up doesn't have Step Back, but it's Harris for Hire, and this is by Madeline Hunter. And I believe that this is the first in the Dukes Harris series. I've just heard that it's really good, and I saw a couple of books that were in this series, but I'm one of those people that like to read from first book on in a series if I really like it. Then I picked up One Night in a Passion, and this is by Elizabeth Boyle, and I've heard nothing but fabulous things. This is one of my step backs or very back books. Not very back books. This is supposed to be a Cinderella retelling. Love that. Then the next one I bought is by Elaine Kaufman, and this is Heaven Knows. This was I saw it on Instagram for Step Back Saturday. Had to pick it up. No idea what it's about, but I have it because of Step Back Saturday. So Instagram made me do it. Thanks a lot, y'all. Making me spend all my money. Then I picked up Love is Blind by Lynsay Sands. And I have a couple other of her books right now that I haven't gotten to yet, but I've heard that this is really good. And this was supposed to have a step back with it, but I got it on Thrift Books, and you know how Thrift Books is. They just send you random books all the time. And then I have Not Quite a Gentleman. This is by Jackie D'Alessandro. And look at that, y'all. That is so pretty. This was a step back buy. And then I picked up Judith Ivory's Black Silk, and it just has a little like pillowy step back, but this is supposed to be about somebody that's supposed to be an obedient wife that turns into not an obedient wife. And I believe that it has some BDSM elements to it. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then here's another one that's supposed to have some BDSMs to it as well. And it's by Madeline Hunter, and it's Rules of Seduction. Excited. Here is one of my favorites. Not, well, I haven't read it yet, but one of the ones that I've been wanting for a really long time. This is by Judith Ivory's Beast. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Plus it has this on the back, so it's really pretty. And then I picked up Insatiable by Virginia Henley. This was another step back buy. It's really pretty. It's about a Spitfire, a Savage, and just a strategy. We're going to have a strong heroine. Yes. Then the next one I bought is by Jennifer McQuaison. And this is Moonlight on My Mind. And again, yep, no, we don't need to go into detail about that because we know why I bought it. And then another one is Someone Like You by Elaine Kaufman. This is another step back buy. This is really pretty. I was perusing the shelves at Second and Charles, and this is why I have half of these. And then I bought A Challenge of Honor by Jennifer Blake. It's really pretty. Another step back buy, and this is set in New Orleans, so it's a America, obviously, if you don't, whatever, anyways. Then I bought The Luckiest Lady in London by Sherry Thomas. This is another one of, I can't remember what it was called, but this is the first book in a series, and I bought it because it was the first book in a series that I really want to end up reading, but I can't remember what the other book was called. And then I bought Scandalous Desires by Elizabeth Hoyt because everybody has been just like talking nonstop about it. And they said that if you haven't really enjoyed pirate romances or pirate books in the past, you would really like this. So that's why I picked it up. And then I went ahead and picked up the classic Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, if I said that wrong. And this is supposed to be like a dark romance. There you go. And then The Outlaw and the Lady by Lorraine Heath. And again, I bought it because of that. Then we also have Seduction and the Sinner. You ready for this? Yes. And this is by Elizabeth Hoyt. And I hear fabulous things about Elizabeth Hoyt. She's written a lot of books, and I have a lot of them. I just need to read them. And that's one of my goals. But my goals video is coming up soon, so you need to watch that. Like, look out for it. Then I have another one by Susan Nock, and this is The Care and Taming of a Rogue. And then that. And then the last but not least, I have An Angel in the Red Dress by Judith Ivory. And this, but I did buy this because I've heard nothing but really good things about Judith Ivory, plus the step back was gorgeous, and then it's supposed to be a lush lyrical romance that's seized with passionate intimacy or intensity. So it's supposed to be like a super intense book, and it says sometimes a sinner can find heaven. So I'm assuming it's like a romance about somebody that's really dark and needs light in his life. So, alright, so we flew through those. There's about 30 something books here, and I just went through them in about 15 minutes. So I'm super excited about all my books. I will not be buying books a lot in the future because I have way too many on my shelves that I need to read. But let me know what you have picked up already for this year. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. And just let me know what you have picked up and if you've read anything interesting so far. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have picked up any of these books too. So have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.